Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on 13 Going on 30. Now, as you know, 13 Going on 30 is a 2004 fantasy romantic comedy film. And yeah, the way I kind of see the film is a bit like the Tom Hanks film Big, but except I think it's a bit of a message and a bit of a different story about realizing what you have, and that sometimes the things you got might have always come with a deadly price. So we kind of see how, yeah, in 1987, we kind of see how, yeah, the sort of geeky girl Jenna Rink tries to become one of the popular girls and tries to join one of the six chicks. And yeah, it's kind of clear the leader, Lucy, has no concern or care for Jenna. And you can kind of tell her friend Matt does try to be a bit more of the moral compass to her. And we do kind of see how, yeah, once something goes wrong, she kind of wishes she was 30. And as soon as she does, she kind of wakes up in the year 2004 and kind of realizes that, yeah, as soon as she got the things she wanted, popularity, acceptance, and approval, it turned her into something she clearly wasn't. And she kind of now realizes that, yeah, the much older Lucy has no concern or care for her or anyone. And you can tell Matty had kind of moved on, and it's clear that he does feel hurt and sort of betrayed by what Jenna had become. And I think the point of Jenna, who was meant to sort of now realize in the future that she took things for granted and clearly became the thing that she wasn't really meant to be. And it's kind of clear that, yeah, as soon as she kind of joined the sort of news column in a gossip magazine, it's kind of clear that, yeah, Jenna now kind of realized all the things she could have had with Matt, and her now realizing to her shock and horror that she took things for granted. And I think what the movie was going for was a bit of a message, a cautionary tale, as well as warning its audience that, yeah, when you're younger, you want to kind of have the things you want, but when you're older, you kind of realise that you may have took things for granted and may have made things much worse. And I think the point of Jenna was meant to see how her much older self had kind of abandoned her family. You can kind of tell that, yeah, she was mean-spirited in that when she was older. And the point of her younger self was now meant to realise all the things she could have had. And you can tell when she does talk with her parents, yeah, it's just her meant to sort of realise what she could have done now and what she could have done back then. And I think for the most part, yeah, it's one of those 2004 or early 2000 films that was meant to copy a little bit from Big because, yeah, much like 17 as well as 13 Going on 30, it was one of those films that was trying to be a little similar to Big, but trying to be a little too similar, but not badly. And I think for the most part, yeah, I think when you're younger, you want to have the things you want. Sometimes you might not get it, sometimes you do. But I think when you're older, you realise as soon as you get the things you want, you might end up kind of regretting what you've become, or realising that you turned yourself for the worst and took everything for granted. And I think the point of Jenna seeing her much older self was her realizing that, yeah, she became everything she wanted, but realized that she took things for granted and not been careful with the things that she always wanted to have. And sometimes, yeah, I think when you're older, you realize you don't want to make those mistakes that you think your younger siblings made, but you want to sort of help and advise people in your own cautionary steps. Well, I think, yeah, it's an okayish film, and yeah, the ending does feel like it's kind of taking itself a little too less perfectly. I think it's not that much of a bad film, and I think it still deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.